I'm a 25-year-old guy, and until recently, I was dating this girl I'll call Ria. We'd been together a little over a year. We weren't perfect, but overall things felt solid. Or at least I thought so. Everything blew up over something so simple it still feels silly when I say it out loud. She wanted my phone password. Not in a casual, joking way. In a give it to me right now or we're done way. I honestly thought she was bluffing or just being dramatic. Turns out she wasn't. It started one random evening when we were at my place just watching a movie. My phone buzzed a couple times. It was nothing weird, just a group chat and a message from a colleague about a deadline. She immediately got tense and asked who was texting me. I told her, showed her the notifications bar, and thought it would end there. Instead she said, dead serious, "Give me your phone password." I laughed because it felt like one of those moments where you think your partner is joking, but the vibe is off. But she wasn't joking. She said if I had nothing to hide, I should just hand it over. I told her it wasn't about hiding anything, it was about privacy. My phone has work stuff, personal stuff, family chats, regular life. I don't want anyone digging through all that without context. That turned into an argument where she kept repeating that if I didn't give her my password, she'd assume I was cheating. I told her I wasn't cheating and had never even come close. She didn't believe it. She got emotional, almost angry, crying, and said, "If you don't give it, we're done." Something in me snapped. I'd never given her any reason to distrust me. I'd dealt with her insecurities before, but this was the first time she turned it into an ultimatum. So I said, "All right then, we're done." She froze like she didn't expect me to take her seriously. She kept saying she thought I would cave, that I would reassure her, that me not giving her the password basically proves something is going on. I told her reality doesn't work like that. Trust shouldn't require access to every part of someone's life. She stormed out, slamming the door like she wanted me to chase her. I didn't. That night she tried calling me, but the calls were half anger, half guilt-tripping. I blocked her number because I knew if I didn't, I'd get pulled back into the same loop. I spent the next couple days feeling weird, sad, a little angry, but mostly disappointed. Then things got strange. She called my friend to ask why I blocked her, messaged my cousin, even emailed me from a new account saying she couldn't believe I'd throw everything away over a password. She tried spinning it like she was just testing if I cared. That annoyed me more than anything. Why would you test someone you supposedly trust? I ignored all of it. 4 days later, she showed up at my apartment crying. Not a dramatic scene, but genuinely crying. She kept saying she messed up, that it was her insecurity talking, that she didn't know I would take it so seriously. She told me she had been cheated on in her last relationship, and sometimes her mind spirals. I told her I understood, but that she should have talked to me normally, not thrown ultimatums around like grenades. She said she only wanted reassurance. I said she could have just asked for reassurance, not demanded access to everything in my phone. She said she didn't want to lose me, and that blocking her felt extreme. I told her giving ultimatums was extreme too. We sat there for almost an hour. It was emotional but calm. She apologized in a way that felt sincere, not manipulative. And honestly, I did still care about her. But that incident made me see how fragile the trust between us really was. If I gave in once, this wouldn't end. Next time it'd be some other test, some other ultimatum. She asked if we could try again and promised she wouldn't ask for my phone again. I told her I needed time because trust doesn't just snap back into place. She cried harder at that, saying she didn't want to wait for me to decide. That was the first time I realized she didn't just want to fix things. She wanted immediate control over the situation again. When she finally left, she texted me later. I had unblocked her by then, saying she was grateful I listened, but she hoped I'd choose her. She said she'd give me space and actually did. No spam messages, no guilt trips. A few days passed and I realized something. The relationship had stopped feeling like a partnership. It felt like a performance where I constantly needed to prove I wasn't doing something wrong. And that wasn't healthy for either of us. I messaged her and said I didn't want to get back together. I told her I appreciated the apology and understood where her fear was coming from, but the dynamic between us wasn't something I could keep living with. She didn't argue. She just said she understood and hoped someday I'd remember the good parts too. And honestly, I do. She wasn't a bad person. She just didn't know how to handle her insecurity in a healthy way, and I wasn't willing to sacrifice my boundaries to make her feel safe. That doesn't make either of us villains. It just means we weren't good together long term. Funny enough, a week later, she sent one last message, saying she started therapy to deal with her trust issues. I genuinely hope she sticks with it. Not for me, but for herself. As for me, I'm weirdly at peace. I miss the good moments, but I don't miss the tension or the feeling of walking on eggshells. I'm not going to be in a relationship where someone needs access to my entire digital life to feel secure. Privacy isn't secrecy. Trust isn't surveillance. If someone thinks you're guilty unless you prove otherwise, you've already lost. And that's pretty much how everything ended. Quietly, not dramatically. Just two people realizing that love doesn't fix everything, especially when fear is stronger than trust.